This is Terry McDade, aka the Pirate Hunter, and this is an in-box kit review of the Italian light civilian car hardtop with lady and girl with dog from Bronco. It's a 1/35th scale kit, and the kit number is CB35167. The front of this has pretty good looking box art on it. Shows a woman out of the 1930s, I would guess, because that's where the car is out of, 1930s, early 1940s. It's on the side of it, the box has introduction with high quality decal for Italian. Shows the decal sheet, the photo etched parts, the thing 14 plus warning. On this side of the box it has the CAD drawings showing some of the parts on it on the inside of it. I've looked at this kit. I've opened the box up and looked at it, but I really haven't looked at it that much. Just glanced at it. It's got the directions on it. It shows the same picture that's on the front of the box. We'll go through that in a minute. It's got the little plastic bag with the photo etch in it and the decal sheet. Sprue of car parts. One bag with a sprue of clear parts. This is the figures on it. The woman, I guess, the woman and the dog and the child, plus the suitcase. Then it has one big sprue with the car body, bottom, the doors, some of the interior parts, the suspension on it, the engine. The body of the car comes in its own little plastic container. And then in the bottom of the box you have a printing of the box art off the front, which is pretty neat looking printing on it. It really is. It's pretty good quality. So let's look at what we got here on the inside of this and go from there. The car body comes in its own little container, and when I first looked at it I thought, why? But this is some really, really thin plastic. It's really soft. And I'm wondering if they really tried to go as scale as they could on the thickness of the plastic for the metal. It's got one little sprue attachment there for injection. I don't know what that's for. I haven't looked at the directions yet. It's got the recess for the spare tire. Looks pretty good. Like I said, it's pretty thin, pretty soft, not real thick, hard plastic on it. The first sprue, the big bag, this has the tub for the car, suspension parts, looks like firewall, dash, hood, fender panels, suspension parts on it, rear end, the doors, exhaust system, the engine. The engine looks like it's kind of got fairly good detail for this small kit. It's not a bad looking kit. There's no flash on it, no pin marks on anything that I can see. Of course, most of this you're not going to see anyway. Even on the inside of the door, it looks like it's got the thing for the pouch on the driver's and passenger's door to put things in. If that's the dash, it's got a little bit of detail on it. The steering wheel is really, really thin. This is more of the car parts. There's only 3 sprues in this one. Looks like half the wheels. No, they're full one-piece wheels on it. There's one seat for there off this one. These 2 sprues are identical. It's got the hubcaps and for the 4 tires and the spare tire on it. I don't know which one's which. It's got some more really small little parts for it. I don't know what those are for. Like I said, I haven't looked at the directions yet on it. The seat's got pretty good detail on the fabric on it for the interior. Looks pretty good on it. The tires are attached the way most of them are on the tread pattern. This has the hardtop for the car on it, and there's some more really small parts on this. Headlights, I don't know, like I said, what that is on. I think it might be for something that's, I don't know if it's something to cover something with or what, we'll have to look here. But there is some really small, thin little parts on this, scattered all through here. Those, I'm wondering if those are the windshield wipers on it, because it shows it having windshield wipers, individual wipers. This sprue bag has the suitcase in it. Suitcase looks like a little briefcase in it. This has, looks like the dog and the little girl parts in it. The face has got not bad detail on it. Pretty good detail on it. I'm doing this inside the house where I don't have a lot of light. It's really cloudy and snowy outside, so I'm not getting a lot of light on this in here. If I do, then I get a lot of glare. Face on the little girl looks good. This is the mother standing there with her. Face on the mother has got pretty good detail on it also. The dress is two-piece. It's got some pretty good detail on this. The hands, God, I can't tell if that's a little bit of flash on it. It looks like it's got a, nope, that's the handle for the suitcase is cast into that hand, is molded into that hand. It's got the individual legs that attach inside the dress on it, and coat, I should say, and then the back of the coat to go in there. So it looks, those look pretty good. This is the clear glass in it, the plastic. Got a little bit of distortion on it, on them, but side windows do. But yeah, they all got a little bit of distortion in them. So, you know, if you're really a stickler on that, yeah, they've got some distortion. They are really thin. And that's possibly why they are getting some of this distortion, that they are trying to make this so close to realistic thickness. Because you get most windshields on 1/35 vehicles, and they're pretty thick. And this is just super, super thin. And that is really tough to get it to work without putting a distortion in it. But if you're, if that bothers you, just model it with the windows down, so you don't have to worry about it. Looks good. Other than that, looks good. Really clear on it. No cloudiness on it. No scratching on it. Put that one back in there. This is the little bag with. It's got the photo etch and the decal sheet in it. Boy, this is a thin photo etch sheet too. And it is, I don't know if you can see it or not, I said with a broken stand for my camera, for my tablet and everything. It is well marked. It's not as thin. It looks like it's got, yeah, it's got a film sheet over it to protect it also. So that's a good thing on it. So that's probably what's stiffening up a little bit. That's your little photo etch that comes with it. Pretty good detail, and there's some small parts on there. So looks, I mean, really small parts for photo etch on it. Some really thin ones. Buy a photo etch holder from International Scale Modeler Ultimate Modeling Products. Will help you hold the really small parts on it. The decals, they have their own little cover sheet over them. And they are some pretty good looking little decals. There's a lot of numbers and everything on there. So I haven't, like I said, I haven't looked at the directions, so I don't know what it's going to say on this. Has the kit number on it. They look fairly good. There might be just a hair on the thick side. They feel like they might be. But other than that, they look pretty good. They look and register pretty good from what I can tell on this. But boy, there's a lot of numbers on there. Probably so you can custom build whatever license plate you want for it on it, because these were used by civilians and military, both Italians, Germans, everything else. So let's look at the instructions, see what we got here. Front of it has the same photograph that's on the front of the box and the printout that comes in there. 1935, Italian Fiat Company began work on a small car for low-income families. I'll hold it here like this, so if you want to pause it and read the information on it if you can. It just says it was at the start of World War II, were pressed into military service, were used by German and Italian armies, seen service Europe, North Africa, and Russia. I actually bought this a while ago for a diorama that I am doing, that this is one of the vehicles in it. Open it up, it's got the illustration, it's got the correct method for applying decals, got the icon instructions on it. It's got color suggestions, the colors in Japanese, Mr. Hobby, Hobby Color Humbrol, and Tamiya, read before assembly. This has got your sprue listing of all your sprues that are on it and the numbers of them, which ones they're for. This sheet starts with the build-up of the motor, radiator. Looks like motor and trans are together. Radiator. This looks like it mounts through the front suspension on this. To mount the motor into the front suspension. Rear end on it. Rear end with the split wishbone leaf spring set up on it into the frame. The engine is a rearward facing motor. That's what threw me on it. It's a rearward facing motor. Faces toward the radiators behind it. It's got the tires and wheels that come together, and it says B5 and B1, B4. It's got a star by B5 and B1. It says B4 nuts to cement. I'm guessing so the wheels can rotate on this. Shows how they go on to the frame, and here it shows the suspension parts mounting here and the tires on it. It shows that you can turn this suspension. It says left turn position. I don't know if you can do a right turn on it or not, but it shows that you can position these in a turn, which is a nice setup on it. The bottom of the body, the tub goes over this. Once I guess you pick where you want it, your drag link with the two arms on it is a three-piece setup. So you could turn them where you want, position your drag link, put your drag link arms on it, call it good. Seats, shows the two seats that go on it, flat black and leather brown, or German gray. It shows German gray on it, which could be from when it was used by the military. It's got a steering wheel on it. It's got the individual pedals with a shift lever. This shows putting the trunk liners in, the trunk lid, the firewall on it, and the body. Shows putting the glass and all the grills in. Apparently you can do this. You can build this looking at this with the hood open on it, because you've got the supports if you want to do it with the hood open on it. Those are pieces that go in here. I don't know, A14 and A13 are little pieces that go in here. I don't know what they're for on it. You can show the hood in the open position on it or closed. You got the doors. There's the running boards. You've got some of those little parts I was looking at are the door straps, door handles on it to go on it. This thing's got a pretty good amount of small detail on it. The headlights, the bumpers, uses bumperettes. It's got the license plate frame on it. There's the windshield wiper option, and I'm guessing, yeah, they're, like I said, that little small pieces, the photo etch P2 and P3. Photo etch on this also shows mounting the spare tire on this, shows mounting the license plate. Shows the color call out for the woman and the little child and the dog, which is a Dalmatian apparently. Now you get into the color combinations on this. It shows this color, which is, it calls a claret, and gloss black fenders, and it's called a camouflage scheme claret. Now it's, get on this one, you've got it, and it is camouflage scheme beige. So I don't, that's kind of an interesting camouflage. I imagine once they went into units in the field, they would have got painted gray or the sand color or whatever. Then you have this one that is a camouflage scheme gloss black. I said this is getting used in a diorama. And much as I like this color on this claret color. And I cannot tell from the pictures I have of what the color is on the vehicle. It's not this exact vehicle, but it's a four-door or a longer version of it instead of the short wheelbase version on this. So I kind of like that color on it, but maybe we'll see what we've got on that. It's not a bad kit. It's got a lot of little detail on it for people that like a lot of detail. It's got photo etch, it's got the decals, so you can put the license plate numbers on the plates, whatever you want to do with it. And this is actually going into a diorama that this kit, which is a really old Tamiya US Jeep 1/4 ton 4x4 truck Willys MB from Tamiya's 135th Military Miniature Series number 15, which is, if you know Tamiya, is a really old kit, is going to be in it with that. It's one I bought for last year off eBay, still sealed. Bought off eBay for ISM's I Heart Tamiya build, but I started working 2 jobs and couldn't get full-time jobs. Couldn't get anything built. And this one is also going to be in there. This is another old Tamiya kit. The German SD KFC 250/3 Griff. And it's kind of an interesting one because it comes with 11 figures in it, and it's a fairly good sized box. It is, if you're looking at the same kind of detail that you've got on the Dragon 250s, no, you're not going to get it. I've got 4 of them that I've got in different sections, stages of being built. But it's kind of interesting on it. It's 2 different sets of directions, tells about making the track sag on it and everything else. So it's not a bad kit. It's typical old 1979 Tamiya, and this one is, from the way everything's been rubbed on the plastic over the years inside there, it's from 1979, trust me. So, all things kit aside though, on this Bronco Italian vehicle, it's a pretty neat little vehicle. The thing that's nice is that you can, well, hi Garage Kitty. Yes, I have no doubt that the people who are watching this have kitties also, and their kitties will want to see you because you're standing right in the middle of this. And as this is my 4th try on recording this, I'm not going to try again. Yes, Garage Kitty. So he got his name because that's where I found him, hiding out in a garage as a kitten. So he's one of my rescue animals. So all things aside, it's a really neat kit. It'll look good in a diorama, or you could even do it as a standalone on it. So until the next time, as great Jerry Springer says, take care of yourself and each other. And to quote Bob Barker, spay and neuter your pets. This is the Pirate Hunter. Until the next time, be careful out there.